It's
Oh no.
fun. It's a good
mean,
time.
it's not a good time.
It's a good time for me. It's a good time for
Yeah,
me.
no,
I should have
that's fair.
specified.
But it's not about you.
I should have specified.
It's about
Uh,
us.
yeah, that's
I don't know
true.
him. I don't know him. I don't know him.
That's
Wait, he's way over there.
I would like to point out that only two of us have fucked around, but all of us are going to find out.
Hi everybody. Welcome back.
Also, we can hear you on stream. You're good.
Okay. I've been checking lately. I know what the issue was the one time that it went bad. And OBS just I think there's gremlins that live in my PC and they just like occasionally would be like, "Nah, fuck that audio source," just randomly for once. Um so welcome back. We are here once again a following week, a new night. And the wonderful players that I have with me have been frantically doing things in downtimes and um, really just trying to figure out what to do next. And last episode, we had a couple of things happen that triggered some interesting outcomes. First and foremost, our lovely Mercy was once again in discussions with this mysterious A and her emissary. They begin to lose a bit of trust as Antonius eats a cat.
He's in a way.
She's not paying attention.
And as they began to lose trust, they presented her with one kind of final test of loyalty. They had brought out suspected photos of Fee, and they needed a name confirmation. And Mercy, I think reluctantly,
You
did
would think.
give them this information. Which satisfied their concerns for the time being. They then presented Mercy with a unique ask. They would like her to find a way to extricate Fee from the Master Suites. Presumably because they would like to have her instead. Now, this normally wouldn't have been too much of an issue, except when Fee confessed this to her coterie. They were deciding on a way to, I don't know, break the news, warn Maggie, warn Fee, and so Roland, our deputy, uh, sent a message to the Seneschal Fee and said that people were looking for her and that they had um, let me double check exactly what you said because I have it. I just
Isn't it fun when we can't work our way around things because you literally have it all in writing?
it is fun.
Hmm.
Dip, 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 dip.
With all the players in the city, I've been keeping feelers out. I don't know anything with specificity, but I've heard rumors that. No, sorry, wrong. That's the early
Nope.
one.
Sophie will receive a text from Roland. There are players in the city specifically looking for her and looking to get her alone, and they know her name and roughly what she looks like. It
Yes.
was confirmed. She asked where you found this out, and you responded with all the players in the city. I've been keeping feelers. Don't know anything specifically, but I heard rumors. So at this point, the information was shared without the source.
Yes. And
This
you would have been informed of that.
Yes, everyone would have been informed of that. I believe that was said in the group room when discussions were happening.
Yeah.
This prompted a new text chat in our Discord to everyone from the prince that you all received very quickly after Roland had sent his messages out. It said, from the prince, I require your presence the following night to deal with an issue that has been brought to my attention. It is of utmost importance, and I expect a prompt attendance. That was the only message given. And
I do have a question,
yes,
storyteller.
uh-huh.
Did we all receive it around the same time?
You would have all received it, yes, around the same time, not immediately, because
She did not type it. Fee typed it at her beckoning.
most likely. That is a fair assumption. Magdalene is not great with the technology. She's a bit on the old and rusty side.
She doesn't have the hang of T9.
I don't know what that means. So no.
That's the,
T9, where you had to punch the button 3 times to get a different
Oh,
letter.
okay, yeah. I didn't know that it was
Yeah.
called T9.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I learned
learned
something
something
today. No, she very very much predates T9 and rotary phones. I think. Never mind.
Operator, can you get me London 556?
So, with the recap having commenced, I need rouse checks from everybody as it is a new night.
And we're
Great.
all in.
You all decided to spend the evening, or the day rather, in the Giovanni mansion.
Mhm.
Oh mercy.
Oh, Mark.
Oh, but
Sure,
no
I have
good.
some despair.
Oh, have mercy.
Mm.
All right, so it's going around, okay?
It's not just a you problem. It's weird. It's like it does that on purpose, where it's like half of you get hungrier and half of you don't. I think it did that the last night too.
Mhm.
So,
It's a 50-50 shot. That's how it should
I mean,
work every single time
technically,
without fail.
you are correct. It is statistically accurate.
We just know which ones of us are lucky tonight, which ones aren't.
That's true.
Great. I don't need to be lucky. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Mhm. I think you need to be lucky more than anybody else.
So,
Oh.
to that end, you all wake up in the lovely Giovanni mansion. Now, it's entirely your choice when you want to attend, how you want to attend, how you want to arrive, how you want to do anything prior. Your downtime stuff, I believe I got to everybody. I did double check. But for the most part, your projects regarding HVAC systems are still in progress.
I would want to meet up with everybody before we go.
I had assumed you would be meeting in the foyer,
In the foyer.
the smoking room.
Yeah. Muffy.
Not yet. Smoking, that is. That's execution.
Oh.
Is it a moon room if it's kindreds and not humans? We wouldn't want a sun room, but a moon room might be nice.
A moon room.
No, I'm pretty sure he does have a sunroom. With a chair in the middle, with straps.
Oh, yeah, that's fair too.
It's a little charred on the around the edges.
No, there's staff for that.
Nah, that's fair.
They keep it clean.
Fantastic. Love it.
So, while you all wake up, the previous day went by, no issues, nothing really to report, no talking demonic books, no spooky whispered voices on the wind, nothing too crazy as you wake up this night.
That just means we got enough to deal with. We don't need more.
I'm being kind.
That's what, any more rolling goes. Anything creepy happen? Nope. Fuck.
Yeah.
Um.
That means it still happened. We just didn't see it. which is worse.
Is it? I could do with a little less information at this juncture about certain things.
All right, and just cut the shit and just say we all have met.
Sure. Meet in the foyer in the drinking room.
Mhm.
Anything we all need to go over before this meeting? Anybody else have anything before I drop a eureka moment?
No. All my stuff has been getting in touch with people and making sure they don't get caught with their pants down.
It's fair. So again, this is speculation on my part. So take it as that. It's me seeing a puzzle and trying to piece things together. Portia called in our Justicar to investigate specifically Magdalena for not being appropriate, let's say.
Is that a theory or confirmed?
Well, that's pretty much confirmed.
Okay.
Because, so we know Portia called her in, and we know she's specifically going after Maggie in a has she broken the masquerade? Is she doing things the proper way kind of investigation? Ygritte, right?
Yeah. I mean, I also gather that from the conversation that she had with the three of us, Antonius.
So it seems to me that that's what she's here for. Portia has been using Annabelle to investigate certain things, sending her away to investigate I do not know what. But Portia seemed very intent on the labyrinth. And who else very much knows about the labyrinth? Fee. And she also specifically asked about Fee.
Right, when we were in the Succubus Club.
Correct. I think maybe either Annabelle or Portia using and manipulating things in that regard to try and get Fee.
Annabelle would have been privy to the breadth of these abilities given the situation not so many weeks ago.
She would also be privy to kind of what's in the box.
And perhaps has more understanding of the labyrinth than others would, given also how much we discussed about that.
Question for Storyteller.
Answer.
So Tony's been hanging out with Primogen a lot.
Yes.
Annabelle is a Primogen. Is it known or well known amongst the other Primogen that Tony would be aware of course, that Fee is a thing at all, or has Fee been largely kept a secret from them?
Amongst the Primogen Council, they're all, including yourself, very familiar with Fee. Much in the same relationship that you have, they have her contact information, kind of their direct line to the prince in that regard. So they would all be aware of who she says she is and that she's the seneschal to Maggie. Not so much any of the personal potential relationship between the two, but just in a business sense.
But they know what she looks like.
Yes, they are familiar with her appearance and name.
Okay.
I follow up on that same line, though. Annabelle would know about Fee's ability to read minds, for lack of a better way to call it, because Maggie told us all that, right? When she had it done, and I think Annabelle was there because that was part of one of the bigger reveal moments.
Oleg. I thought that was part of the Oleg thing.
No, that was after. That was
I believe what you're thinking about is you crossed paths with Annabelle and Portia on the way to that meeting where that was revealed to you. But
Okay.
Annabelle and Portia were not in the meeting with you. That was just in a hallway in the Nova Suites.
Interesting.
Okay. So then that would not be knowledge that we know Annabelle has.
Okay.
You would not. You wouldn't be confident that she would know. She wouldn't have had any way of knowing that knowledge from that meeting that you had, unless one of
Right.
you told her, which none of you have, as far as
Okay.
I know.
No.
Well, then I will retract what Mercy has said because it was not true based on this question.
No, that's
Yeah, I think that must be what it was, the crossover.
I don't know if it's. I think you might be on the right track, but I'm thinking A is farther up. I'm thinking A might be an inner circle member. And that's why, unlike all of the Justicars, they haven't met with you physically in person.
I do have a question, Tony. What are the ramifications of forging a clan seal? Are there
Depends
any?
on what it's used for.
Well, I mean, the letter we got had a Ventru clan seal on it, but we are right now positing that perhaps it's not a Ventru who has sent this letter.
There's not like any. It's not like breaking the law or there's any punishment or anything for it. It falls pretty firmly into the rule of vampires lie. It could, so yes, it could have been used for deception's purposes, sure.
Okay, and
It also be because none of us have seen A. They're using mystery as a.
It seems to track though. There's a lot going on with Magdalena and her clan. There's a lot of interest with Magdalena's lineage as potentially in the bloodline of an old Ventru noble named Hardestat, who was well loved, let's say, by the Ventru in the ruling class. So I think if that is to be believed, A sounds pretty firmly like someone who would be investigating. Is that sort of thing true? Is that lineage actually, or is she a pretender and not actually? It sounds like Ventru shit to me. But that's just me spitballing.
I mean, and it's fairly certain whoever this person is can manipulate people, which falls to think that Annabelle or Portia would not have that ability might be short-sighted.
For sure, just for clarity, I don't know that this was something that I had said to all of you, not with any intention, but the kindred involved in the hotel meetings is able to implant a submerged directive into humans. I've only ever met other ghouls or humans there, but there is a kindred involved who is capable of such things.
And that does, if we're going by ancestral disciplines, that is something a Ventru would have, but also could be several others. And these nights, the disciplines are kind of getting spread around to everyone, so the old rules don't quite apply as well. Let's just say strong signs of Ventru, but not 100%.
Okay.
It doesn't mean they aren't necessarily working together. I also know that A reached out to all of Maggie's adopted childers. What's the plural of that?
Yeah, there isn't really, and
with an S, childers. So that's all of us. Who knows how many others that they reached out to? I mean,
okay. don't get me wrong. I do see where you got these ideas, Roland, but the more I think about it, the more it seems like A and Portia are the only ones that are investigating or trying to investigate the prince, that are specifically trying to make the prince look bad, are reaching for things, evidence against the prince. Diana, she maybe is a bit leading, but she seemed to accept the things that we said. She pushed us when we gave our answers, but once we had an answer, she accepted it.
Well, I don't think that Diana is part of it. I think Diana's her presence is what was required.
I'm sorry, but let me just get this thought out, because it's about the only way I can make this make sense in my head. Lucinda, especially when we met with her, was also very straightforward with her questions. Clarification, we were there when Tony specifically said the voice of Hardstead, right?
Yep. Yeah, you all heard
Yes,
that.
you were.
Well,
Yeah.
you all as in you and Roland.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody watching on the CCTV cameras.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about CCTV. Yeah, everybody heard it.
No,
Everybody
there's
knows.
No cameras in those rooms. That's okay.
There's
Don't
not.
worry
No,
about
there's
it.
not.
No. Of course
Mm.
not. There wouldn't be.
You know, so like I said, Lucinda seemed to very much be very impartial with everything going on. So we have these two clans that are only the only ones we know are specifically involved. Toreador clan and the Ventrue clan. Because Lucinda is also Ventrue, correct?
She is.
Right. I'm starting to think that A is the current Ventrue Inner Circle member.
The one that was
Who's-
invited to town.
They may be trying to hedge their bets. Because you said before, Tony, that there's prophecies and that people will manipulate them
Oh, yes.
to get where they want to go.
That would make sense.
So they know they manipulated this prophecy to get into that inner circle seat. So they would know that Maggie could have something to
Legitimate. Where their seat might not
discredit them. Yes, exactly.
Funny how that is.
You know, another thing that I'm sorry, Egret, is that the hotel we were meeting at, we were able to find out not necessarily an owner, but that the group has been around for a very, very long time. I don't remember the specifics.
1866. The same hotel group has owned the same hotels. It screams kindred.
I was going to say, I'm amazed no one's... Well, they probably have, and that looked at it funny and then just disappeared.
I do also want to interject something really quick. As a quick aside, that fact about that hotel chain that I picked, that's a true fact that I think I may have found something out. I think we might have stumbled onto something.
As a note, If vampires are actually watching the stream, we don't really know about you. We're making this up. Please don't eat us.
But if you want to turn me, I'll take it. I'm happy to.
We'll all take it at
Yeah.
this point.
But that's just where my head's been puzzling from. With all of these trickling in of information we have, is just that. And I think. I know Diana says she's very old. But how old is Portia?
Unfortunately,
As far as I can tell, unknown.
Yeah.
Because she's also just very interested in this. She seems more invested in this investigation of the prince
Matt?
than.
I mean, either one really works.
I was gonna say Maggie again. I figured I should probably stop calling the prince Maggie.
I'm assuming when you are like in a situation where it would be prudent to not refer to her as such, you aren't. I'm giving you the benefits there, all of you.
Oh.
It could, but anyway, it seems like Portia is oddly more invested in the outcome of this investigation than the Toreador Justicar is. And I said it that way for emphasis.
All this speculation, good to a degree. My thought is there seems to be a lot floating around as far as plots. On the one hand, this A wants Fee specifically. Now, the obstacles in the way of Fee and A are effectively us and the prince. Get rid of the prince, Fee's fair game to be done with to whatever end A has.
I think you're misunderstanding. For them, Fee is a tool to get to the prince, not the other way around.
Might not be.
I think they're using Fee as a tool to get to the labyrinth.
Could be that. Could be. See, at this point, here's where we're going to fall into it.
I mean, it's where we found her.
Yes,
This
that's
whole night we could guess at these plots. We have a lot of ideas. We have a lot of good theories. And I don't know about you, but a lot of these theories that are probably correct are starting to piss me off. And I'm more of a rip the Band-Aid off kind of person. So how about we go get these theories tested?
well, that's fair, Tony. But I wanted to bring the theories to everybody because the more eyes we have watching for this stuff, and the more ears we have listening for this stuff, the more puzzle pieces we have. I wanted to make sure that we were all in the ballpark of where we think is going on.
Do we have any more to spitball around?
Like Wrigley Field.
It's either Blues Brothers or...
Tis.
So if we're on a mission, so if Maggie's sending us on a mission, and Maggie's going to be part of the inner circle, does that make us on a mission from God?
And so the card.
Every one of us wore sunglasses at night.
That's true.
You don't think there's an entrance to the labyrinth around Wrigley Field, do you?
I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
Yeah, no.
There are lots of entrances around.
They made it. Yeah, Clancy made it very noticeable that there were multiple entrances to the labyrinth. Some are easier than others.
There's probably a reason that the entrance to the labyrinth under Wrigley Field, parentheses, in theory, is the reason they can never fucking win. Bad luck generator.
Mhm.
Leyline bullshit. We all know. That place is fucked.
You know, if we think it's possible that Wrigley Field is actually somewhere they're disappearing to, should we look into the potential that there is an underground blueprint like the St. Celestine's had? Because I can't imagine how else they're hanging out there.
I don't have any resources that should be deployed around large groups of nice people, so that's not going to be my thing to find out.
I mean, I have feet on the ground that can keep eyes out, like I've said, but I don't know. I guess you probably wouldn't find that in like city blueprints, right? Or maybe you would.
Yeah, we could look at city blueprints. There would have to be something there.
Not
But that we
necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to look, but I'm imagining it's something we can do on the way to this meeting.
Oh, I can't imagine that what's actually underneath is going to be in the city blueprints.
Oh no, certainly not that. But
So then
we
the
might be able to
blueprints
find-
would be relatively useless. But
Not
it
necessarily.
but it doesn't hurt to look. Whoever created the labyrinth would not have it legitimately in the blueprints.
Oh, certainly not that.
That's the problem we run into when we're dealing with a lot older stuff.
I'm also sure that whatever plans that we come up with are probably going to get blown out of the water by the time we walk into Nova. So,
Oh, I'm 100% certain of that. Yes.
so the van's still getting repaired. So, different cars.
Yep.
That's fine. We have ours.
Yes.
I can call a ride, but if you have extra seats on either side, I'd love a ride instead.
Oh,
We have
I
2 extra seats.
can also provide a ride. May have borrowed a car.
Borrowed a car? I'm good.
No, actually, like borrowed a car from Brent. Not that.
We have bad luck with those. We'll
the
take
last
our
time
car.
you drove a car, it went poorly.
Tits up.
It's like, listen, I don't believe that cars can be possessed by ghosts, but I'm pretty sure around you they might be. So,
As a note, the car that you borrowed was picked up by Will a day or so later and is no longer at the Giovanni mansion.
Oh, your car's gone.
Well, I borrowed a different car. How do you think I got here?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna ride not there.
Alright.
I was gonna say, honestly, some of us splitting up is not a bad idea, considering what happened last time we all rode together.
yep.
Fun. So, with that, you make your way across the city. Traffic, as it always is in Chicago, isn't great, but you manage to arrive relatively within an hour and a half or so of getting to Nova. As you enter into Nova, you notice that it is still closed. The construction crews still have scaffolding up, but there's no workers at this time. It's just Will, the security team, and they seem to be busy doing things, coordinating things. In fact, he looks up when you guys open the door, and he goes, "It's all clear. Don't worry about it." Continues to do things and gives you kind of a little bit of a head nod, but not stopping to chat or anything like that.
Tony will briefly pause and it'll be like super fast, so just like meet eyes with him, go, "We good?"
Busy. Yes, good. Good, but busy.
He'll just nod and go.
You see, there is definitely an increased security presence around Nova. There's patrols. There's not so much in the outside, though. They seem to be staying within the walls of Nova and the Master Suites.
Can you
Fuck
familiar kindred
everybody.
as we're coming through?
No other kindred
Okay.
in Nova at this time.
Always a good sign.
You make your way through the tunnels to the elevator. Take the elevator up. Find yourself as it opens up to the penthouse. The prince is not in her usual spot, sitting behind the large desk in the back. She is standing, looking out the windows over the city. Though there is light in the room, Magdalena casts a shadow that is not a natural size or shape. And she stands there looking out. Her shadow just kind of slowly pulsing around the edges. In fact, probably just Tony would really notice it.
Prince Masters.
Please, all of you take a seat.
Gonna take one where he can see the most of the room.
You
Are there
can.
any chairs that are less plush than the others?
No, they're all pretty plush.
I just kind of want to take the chair to the elevator.
Rick is on the arm of one of the couches.
Maggie doesn't
I'm a fan of perching.
turn around. She holds her hands behind her back,
Oh,
just looking out across the city. Do any of you have the slightest idea why I've summoned you here tonight?
Her back is to us.
Still to you, yes.
is it because of the message I sent to Fee?
Very astute, Roland.
Figured that would be a huge issue.
Yes.
Which is why I informed her.
And that is much appreciated. It has come to my attention that my seneschal, Fee's, identity these nights has been uncovered by enemies within the city. Now, this is a problem that needs addressing. And while I have few people that I trust, those in this room are among them. There is a safe house that I have prepared that I would like Fee to be moved to. And I would like a few of you to do it. Might seem counterintuitive, but if they know who Fee is and they knew to look for Fee, then they are likely monitoring the master suites. Unfortunately, I am not able to be here at all hours of the night, every night. There are things that I am doing that require attention. Things that I need to follow up on, double check. However, while this is a very secure location, it's still a large beacon standing atop the city, pointing out the location of things that I care about.
Six raises her hand.
Yes, 6.
If this place isn't as secure to protect Fee, what makes you think the safe house will be better?
Well, mainly because it's more intimate. There are going to be countless guards. Most of Nova Security will be moved there for the time being until the threat passes. But additionally, and I believe the most important reason as to why it will be more secure for Fee is because it will not be by me. I had considered having had Fee moved to your mansion. I had considered having Fee moved to Mercy's art gallery. There were several places that I had considered. In the end, I felt that it would be best to utilize a fallback plan that I have made many years ago when I first came to Chicago. So, there is no way that the property can be traced to me in any regard. It is, for all intents and purposes, completely off the grid, I believe you would say.
Except for you're moving all of Nova Security there.
I was just thinking the same thing.
It's a pretty big red flag.
Yes, it would be a considerable red flag. They are being moved there. They're not moving there. I should be more specific. Part of the process that you may have seen Will accomplishing downstairs, his most trusted ghoul security, ghouls that I myself have made that are loyal beyond a questionable doubt, are not only loyal to me in that regard, loyal to Will, following his orders, but they are also being sedated and shipped there by him personally, one at a time, very slowly. They will not know where they are.
And given these precautions, how did you want us to help get Fee there?
Well, you are known to come in and out. There are many reasons for you to be here. It is not unusual for you to show up even when the club is closed. I figured that the suspicion that you presented would be the most minimal. Additionally, I had intended that you transport her individually, one of you with Fee, the rest of you taking separate vehicles to different directions. I will leave the details up to you. Being as you are the most close to me, Mercy, I would hope that you would be the one to get Fee to the location.
Of course.
The other thing that I would like to say is this will happen in a couple of nights. I'm still making preparations, and though I have sped up my timetables, there is still considerable caution that I would like to retain. Additionally, Tony, have you reached out to Mr. Desab recently?
It's been a while. A couple of weeks.
And were you able to get into contact with him?
That's funny. I wasn't.
Do you think he fled?
No, I don't believe that he fled.
Do you suspect he's going to be a problem?
No, I don't suspect he's going to be a problem. I suspect that he is, if still alive, being held captive by the very people seeking fee. Likely, the few Tremere that remain within the city of Chicago are also there or have fled. The other night when I visited your mansion and took my walk back home, I did some checking on a few things. Many of the places of residence that I knew of were abandoned. No signs of injury per se, but I didn't stick around too long to look. But it would make sense as to why Fee is being targeted.
Hmm. Somebody needs someone with blood magic.
Or somebody doesn't want me to have anyone with it. The ability to discern things from the blood is a highly coveted skill.
And also might, I don't know, legitimize a claim. Something like that.
Potentially. Something like that.
Then we need to keep her safe.
I think that is a fair assumption. I know that I called the meeting rather abruptly, and I do thank you all for attending as promptly as you could. I have preparations to make here, so if there's nothing else, I should see you on your way. 2 nights' time, I feel, should be sufficient to prepare the safe house. I expect you to have some form of covert plan by then, if possible.
You know, Maggie, I've been thinking, I apologize. I agreed to drive Fee. But I don't. I agreed because, of course, I am happy to do as you ask. But I usually have a driver. I don't actually drive myself, which would obviously not work. Perhaps Tony should drive instead. Drive Fee.
If it needs.
I would have to bring in an additional person for the purposes, and even if I cloud their mind afterwards, the extra seems more risk than necessary, given I feel the faith that we have in the rest of the people in this room.
Mercy, you're strong. You could carry Fee if needed, yes?
Yes.
Fee has agreed to travel in a large bag. If you choose to use a driver to not arouse suspicion, that would be fine. Fee can sit comfortably in the back of the vehicle. You can get out and take her to the location. I stress to
Okay.
you that
Question out of character, real quick.
Yes.
Did Mercy tell us? Did Mercy tell us that Maggie knows that she's talking with enemies?
Yes. Hang on.
I believe that she said that she had hinted and that it was like,
Oh, right. I can't tell her specifically, but I made
yes,
her aware.
yeah, you
Okay,
made her aware,
cool.
but not, yeah.
Fantastic. Magdalena, I believe Mercy is subtly trying to say that
Maggie will
because
hold
of
up her hand before you finish speaking, and she will say, I understand that certain things in the city seem uncertain. There is no one that I would trust with Fee more than Mercy at this time. I appreciate your concerns, Roland, and they are duly noted, as you are the one that brought this information to our attention, and it is highly valuable. But rest assured that the preparations that I am making will be sufficient.
noted.
Now, any more objections from my children?
The bag is a great solution. It's rather uncomfortable.
She is used to hiding out and smuggling her way into places. The thing that concerns me the most, and potentially the little bit of information that could lead me to a potential suspect for the cause of this, is that there is no one in this city, aside from perhaps the ones in this room now, that have any kind of an inkling as to what clan Fee belongs to. The only people that would have that information and would have known what she looked like comparatively enough to be able to discern her new identity would have known me back in London.
That's not good.
Potentially not.
Might be presumptuous. Do you have any idea who that might be?
I've been working on a small list. Many of them are dead. One of them I ate.
That's the only one I know.
The ones that remain potentially could have died during the fall, succumbed to Mithras and his madness. It is a short list, but it is still long enough that I am perplexed as who it could be. And I may not even know the person that should be on it, quite honestly. I was not as much of a player in London as I am here.
How much would it trim the list down if we excluded everyone who's not Ventrue?
Well, it could reduce it. Believe me, I've looked very stubbornly at the list of Ventrue names, as the clan that I belong to is not unknown for its quests for power, as I am evidence myself. But as much as I look over it, there's no name, no person that jumps out at me in a way that makes me say that's the one.
Fair enough.
I had always assumed, when I was in London, that I was being groomed for something more. And then we fell. Hunters destroyed the city, along with infighting and stupidity. I fled with what I could, saved whom I could, and now I'm here. There was a lot of confusion in the time of the fall.
Could there be benefit, and I mean no offense by asking this, to, despite the broadness of your list, share it with us?
At this, Maggie finally turns around and looks at you. Her eyes are glowing red. Not
Any thought,
not in anger. Just
any
like
thought process on what that is?
on what is.
Yeah, the AI, the red eyes. That's not normal, right?
No, but you do know of like protean powers.
Okay.
And it would be like an Eyes of the Beast equivalent. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Cool.
So Tony's not the only one that's just walking around with that shit all the time. Okay. Okay.
Not all the time,
Hers is scarier.
but at times. There could be potential benefit to sharing my list, Mercy. However, with Justicars running around the city, I feel that sharing information of that level could potentially paint more of a target on one of your backs. I'm not familiar with how things ended in London. I'm not familiar with what fully transpired. I did leave before the complete collapse, as I was instructed to. And while some of the names on the list will mean very little to many, to people of Lucinda and Diana's influence, they could be potentially get someone in trouble. I'll leave it there. And I wouldn't want you to need to lie to a Justicar. So for the time being, no.
Mercy just nods.
Now, as entertaining as all of you are, I really must get on with things.
Mercy will stand and start making her way to the penthouse elevator with a polite curtsy.
As you all make your way, as I'm assuming you all kind of follow and kind of hustle and bustle that way, Maggie does say, Tony, if I could a moment, if you wouldn't mind staying behind.
He looks at the group. Like a little nod. Turns back around and meets the eyes of the shadow and nods and says, absolutely. And if she'll let him, he'll walk up to stand next to her at the window.
She does. She turns back around when you get there, kind of watching you walk the whole way, waiting for the elevator doors to close. For the group, you all find yourself all the way back down to the main bar.
What you're doing over here, Matt, is now I'm thinking I needed to, like, should I have activated Fortitude right now?
For the
Like,
Tony,
motherfucker.
So all the way down, Roland will look at Mercy and go, "You know, this is a test, right? You
Absolutely.
know, all right. I hope you pass."
Either a test or a trap.
Well, I think it's a test at the moment. It could be a trap.
Oh, I didn't mean a trap for Mercy. I meant.
Oh, I did.
Oh no, I know she's
Could be.
testing Mercy, but I'm also saying this could be a trap for
That's the
people
test
trying
for
to get
Mercy.
Fee.
Wait. Okay. Are you implying to me that you think Maggie is setting a trap that she won't spring unless I fail her test?
No, what I'm saying is that the whole thing is a test for you. If people find Fee,
Oh,
it's
well, of
on.
course.
It's
That's
on
why she
you.
wanted no one else to do it.
Yeah. So it's completely on you. So even if they find her independently,
Well, I'll have to hope that doesn't happen.
Hey, Roland, I bet you $1 Fee's not going to be in that bag.
I believe you're wrong. But go on.
Fair.
I'd say a gentleman's wager, but neither of us are gentlemen.
You
That's
think
the fun of a bet, right? Anyone could win.
it's true.
Well, gentleman's wager is $1, but neither of us are gentlemen.
So a few minutes pass, 5 to 10 or so, and Tony makes his way down to the rest of you.
I don't like that. Wait, no, hold on. No. I missed part of it. Wait. Damn it. That was clever and I hate it.
We don't get a cutscene this time.
Ah,
You don't.
No, you
Maybe
do
they're
We're
not.
the best.
Now I'm scared shitless.
Why? It doesn't have anything to do with you. I'm fairly certain.
The conversation was, I need you to eat Braggy.
Yeah, that's 100% exactly what the conversation.
sorry.
I'm
And he
chewy.
responded
I'm
with that cat gif.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to reduce your humanity one more, Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
We all knew this was going to end one or two ways.
I wanna. I'm instructing him to commit diablerie so I can play with Tony as my own character. That's what it is.
Yeah, because you want to play again. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's true. We're all just gonna. Me and Tyler are gonna switch again. We're gonna play hands off. You make your way down. You're in the bar. You see glimpses of Will and some security, but for the most part, you are being left to your own devices.
I guess Tony gets out of the elevator, kind of rejoins the group. Miss anything?
I think I might be
Nothing, you
moving
probably
out
have-
of the apartments upstairs in the next couple of days. If anybody wanted to help me.
Move out of the apartment? Where are you
Well-
moving to?
I don't know yet, actually, but it would be a good
You think-
excuse for moving a bunch of bags out of Nova.
I mean, I could probably help you.
Cover.
I probably
yeah,
could. I could help you with a rug. Sure.
got a rolled up rug into your vehicle. Couple of boxes into another. An armoire. You know, just a couple things you could hide a body in.
The
A
rug's
steamer trunk.
The rug's a favorite.
That's why
Classic.
it's creating suspicion. This is Chicago.
Sure.
Yeah. I figured it'd be only appropriate.
I believe the
But then it
goal-
would then follow that any questions that arose from that could be answered if I moved out of the apartment that I use. Not that I frequent it too often, just to stay close
Do
to
you
where
have
I eat.
spare? Do you have another haven set up
I
for
do.
yourself? Okay, well that's good at least.
At least one that you know of.
Honestly, you don't have a terrible idea there. Move a few things over the course of a couple of nights. Pay attention to see if anybody's following you.
We can attach some cameras. See if we can go over some footage. See if anything shows up.
I'll need some moving boxes. You know, we could bring
I'm sure that-
again. Staging this as the proper process means that on both sides there is plausible deniability.
I mean, I'm sure there's a U-Haul place we could
Mhm.
get boxes from.
As you are
Same
all sitting discussing things,
In an empty bar where it's just Will and his ghouls, his most trusted ghouls.
Yeah, we'll see how
Are
this
we
goes.
away from people to be doing this?
you are perfectly in a place that is right. Yes, set up for conversation.
We're also not talking about anything other than moving
Moving.
Mercy.
True. But Fee comes down around the corner. And she goes, I presume that you're all discussing Magdalena's plans. I'm not really thrilled about them.
Really?
It's
Oh,
not
well, it
the
sounds like such a
first
good time,
time I've
doesn't it?
been in duffel bags transported across dangerous territory, but you don't really get used to it. It's not fun.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Absolutely not. But go ahead anyway.
Have you ever flown that way?
The last time that I flew, I don't even remember the last time I flew. I think I was asleep.
Just a reminder to all the younger kindred in the room. If this shit all blows up and we all have to get out of Dodge, that is the way the kindred board plane as luggage.
Mhm.
Boarded by Ghoul.
I think Maggie's got planes. Something with Flyboy. Some agreement. As an FYI. She said it was okay to let you know that part.
Yeah, I have a question too, if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
absolutely. That's why I'm here.
When we first met you down
Mhm.
in the labyrinth,
Her eyes narrow and she goes, uh-huh.
you said that I don't remember quite the specifics anymore, but that you were a professional. You often studied places of the type that you had just come from studying a different, similar place to the labyrinth.
I believe that I did convey some information to that type.
You're the expert. Do you know if that might be relevant to some of what's going on in the city now? I don't need to know.
Are
you know?
Let me try and help you out, Mercy, just because I think I know where you're going with this. Are you asking me if my work in the labyrinth has anything to do with why I'm being moved? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
I suppose, although I don't know that it's specifically about you being moved, but more of some of the actors currently in the city.
I can
But I guess they're all related, really.
potentially not. I can actually, based on what I know, and I have yet to fully interact with it, if I had to suspect the reasoning behind it, knowing what you now all know, the Tremere and the city are disappearing, I would say that someone very powerful with a lot of influence is attempting to prevent the item that Maggie has found that very likely confirms her belief from being presented to someone that can help her utilize it in the way that it needs to be used. That particular bit of information doesn't pertain to the labyrinth at all. My work on the labyrinth was for a different purpose.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of the labyrinth, this is a little bit unrelated, Fee, but I just went down there recently, and I don't know if it's just because of the things going on up here, but it had a very different air to it, literally.
Do
I
you
don't
mind?
know if it was.
Could I ask you? Do you mind if I get in your personal bubble for a second?
Okay.
And Fee will get really close to you, like uncomfortably close. I think that's just for you.
Okay. That actually makes me feel both better and worse about the situation. And she does kind of chuckle nervously.
I'm pretty busy, but when this blows over, or maybe if you want to hit me up a little sooner, within the next couple of days. If you have any questions about anything that you may have acquired from that area, I have a working theory.
I'll probably be in touch. No, because the air question was related to the other things we found out. I wanted to make sure.
Ah.
But if it's related to that, I'm less worried about Clancy and more worried about myself. But
I wouldn't worry about Clancy. Clancy's more at home down there than any of us.
that's very true. But speaking of your work in the labyrinth, now this is related. And she's going to look at Roland first. And kind of give him a look like, should I say something? Or should I?
He'll mouth the word Portia.
And she's gonna nod. We know that within our clan, there are certain people who are not concerned, are far too curious about items they could find in the labyrinth relating to this whole situation.
Her eyebrow raises very slightly. And she goes, your clan, Toreador, if I had to guess, Did Portia ask you to go into the labyrinth for her?
No.
Then she
She
will.
asked if we had found anything in the labyrinth. And at the time, I did not know what was in my possession. Or it hadn't yet spawned
That's
into my possession.
all right. This is my analytical brain is getting annoyed with this. What do you have? What did you get from the labyrinth?
Tony's not actually going to wait because he's in this conversation. She's got a book.
A book.
A
How did
very
you know?
annoying book. We talked to Tony about it.
Oh yeah,
A book.
very annoying book.
Yes.
Mhm.
Annoying in what way? Does it make you see things? Dreams?
Dreams, yeah.
Is there a presence within the dreams?
Yeah, and he's kind of an asshole.
She takes out a notepad and starts writing things down.
Fair enough.
So, Tony is going to. This is going to be really weird for a scientist. But Tony is going to walk up to the side of Fee, hold out his hand in like the way that somebody would hold a pen, and ask, "May I?"
She'll look at you and go, my notes?
For you. I don't know if I should say it out loud.
Fair. Yeah, sure.
She passes me the pen.
Yeah.
I'm going to write the words name, colon, and then write the full name that I discovered.
When you write the full name that you discover, it
Mhm.
erases itself.
Cool. Was anybody watching while it happened so that they still know it while it deletes itself?
So, for the purposes of what everyone else is seeing, you see Tony take the pen, write name, colon, freeze for a minute, try and hand it back, and then look at it and go, oh. Name,
That's unfortunate.
colon. Oh,
Tries to write again.
yeah,
Doesn't work.
doesn't work.
Hmm.
And if you were to try to say it, you would not be able to.
Well, fuck.
But
That's
you
interesting
know.
quirk.
Is
I
it?
know it.
Is it?
No.
Is it blocking you?
Fee doesn't necessarily need you to write it or say it out loud to learn it from you.
Oh my god.
Technically true. Don't know if you want it, but if you want it,
She'll take her notes back and she'll go, okay, so what you're conveying to me now is that whatever it is preventing you from telling me its name. Right?
mm-hmm.
I'm not going in there because there's likely
Name-
more defenses.
Names are power.
It's likely a very powerful thing. Which
What
lines
I
up
will
with
give you-
theory.
What I know, and feel Matt,
Yeah.
go and stop me if the people wouldn't get this information. So I'll try and talk a little slow.
Okay.
What I know is that that entity is very old. I know its name. I know its nature a little bit. It seems to operate like, if it isn't, a classic old demon sort of thing, where it will offer you stuff and make deals with you, and to the best of my knowledge, those deals have never been broken. But the cost escalates. I assume all that gets out?
Yes, all that information is easily conveyed. no barriers there.
So what you're saying is definitely keep it away from Portia.
Fee
Keep
takes
it away from everyone who you don't think deserves it.
Fee takes a minute and says, I don't necessarily know that it would work with Portia. There's too many unknowns, though. One thing that I do know from my time studying various phenomena, such as the labyrinth, and I will tell you, the labyrinth in Chicago is intricate, far more intricate than many things that I've ever seen. Now, I'm not ancient, I'm younger than Maggie, so I haven't been around forever, so there are potentially other things. But so far, the labyrinth remains one of the most interesting mysteries I've come across. And it seems like these extra dimensional spaces, I'll call them, for lack of a better term, they are fueled or created by beings that are hard to fathom. Now, whether that's old kindred or older things, I don't have a conclusive decision yet. But I know that with the size of the labyrinth here in Chicago and where it extends, how it operates in some ways, whatever made it would be truly terrifying. Unfathomably so, in fact. The energies down there, the vibes, you could say, they're unlike other things I've felt. No, I think that that book picks its people in a unique way. And it sounds like Tony was offered a choice to give it to you.
Yep.
Can you confirm, did it give you a name? Did it tell you to give it to Ygritte, or how did that transpire?
Oh no. I got choose.
Ah. Well, at least there's that.
So if you get that same choice, maybe take those considerations heavily.
I would be very interested to see it if you had some time. Not tonight. I'm sure you're busy. And as much as I really want to do this book thing, I have things I have to do. And she will chuckle a little and say, I so much would rather pour in this book.
Do you need any help?
Aside from keeping me out of the hands of some potentially powerful kindred that wants to imprison and or kill me for permanently to keep me away from Maggie, no, I think I'm good otherwise. Is there anything I can help you guys with?
I'm not sure.
Do you, by chance, know who owns the hotel that I definitely know the name of, Storyteller, and have used?
Do I know who owns the Peninsula Chicago?
That's the one.
Yes.
Fee goes, I know that it's Kindred owned. as many buildings in Chicago are. But I believe that the particular kindred kindred family that owned it, they don't reside in Chicago normally. It's just like a one of their properties. And I I think I think they belong to the same clan as Maggie. I think they're Ventrue. And it's much like, you know how they consider, I don't know if Maggie has said this term to you, but Chicago is kind of the jewel of the Camarilla. It's one of their prime cities, which I think has led to contention as to Maggie being the prince. But in that regard, with it being like a prized possession, many kindred stake their claims, buy up property just to put their name in the city.
Seems bad form. Yeah.
You understand how they operate.
All profit, no risk, I guess.
From what I understand, it's a very profitable hotel.
Well,
And I do actually, before I go, I thank you all for the assistance. I don't normally get warm welcomes from other kindred. Not
why?
a whole
You
lot
have
of.
such a charming personality.
You're adorable. I Tremere aren't looked on so greatly. So circumstances of my birth are not ideal. I'm sure, like many of you, I entered this world in a way that was not pleasant, not fun. I didn't get to pick my clan. Little did I know I'd be hated amongst even my own people. It's great.
Braggy will
We
speak.
certainly don't hate you.
Braggy will say, no one deserves to be hated just for who they are. That doesn't make sense.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment. In practice, it doesn't work out as much. Something actually that you might be more familiar with is your clan.
The Tremere of a whole do not have a great reputation.
That's what I've heard. To be fair, I wasn't raised a lot by Tremere, so
They have also earned it. But
I've also
each
determined that.
History too.
each vampire is an individual.
I like to think so.
I don't know. I just thought you were some cool German leader we found underground.
I mean, I am that too.
And you were nice to me, even being a ghoul, so.
I'm used to being persecuted. It's okay. Actually, the irony of being in this clan and how I wound up in it is not lost on me. And she normally wears her outfit is very similar to this. Gloves, long sleeves. As she says that, she pulls up her sleeve on one arm, and you see numbers tattooed on her arm.
That fits.
Some night, when this is all over, I think we'll have to swap stories. if you're comfy with it.
You know, it's not that long ago to me, but I'm not opposed. It's the memories are still fresh. They still hurt.
Doesn't change.
But I get to be a seneschal now, so that's kind of fun. And as much as I'm sure you're all aware, one of the few kindred who ever gave me the time of day is the prince of this city, long before she was. And that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you, Fee. If everybody else is content, I don't want to keep you from the important matters you have this evening.
Now I really should pick out my bag.
You're gonna have to get a lot of stuff to hold yourself away for a little while.
A lot of my books have already been moved, so hopefully I'll have a little bit of peace. And actually, it'll be a nice little vacation, because Maggie does a lot of shit that requires a lot of attention.
No shit.
Do we have to
And-
text her again now?
Probably.
Learning more and more how much I'll miss you.
Because texting her on her phone, the geolocation looks.
Oh, that reminds me, Roland, I do have something I need to ask you.
Oh,
They're pending all of this. In a couple nights, I'll have a route or an area of Chicago that Maggie would really prefer all the cameras not work, if you understand. Braggy,
Yeah.
maybe you can assist with this too. It's very important that this area that Maggie is wanting to be dark is dark for everyone.
Got you.
Would she also prefer that landline only?
I think in the case of this, yes, very much so.
We can set up something.
You might want to maybe try other places as well, just so it's not so obvious that you're making a little trail of darkened lights.
Oh, 100%. No,
Well, Maggie's
thinking.
idea was to black out the entire radius, a very large radius, as a matter of fact, of surveillance equipment. So I don't know that it would be. I mean, the general area would be known, but Chicago's a pretty dense city.
We could easily set it up as it's Chicago. We could set it up as things have gone awry, technically speaking.
Understandably, I think it's at least mortally it would be unnoticed.
Maybe it could coincide with, let's say, a protest or demonstration, perhaps. Or
that could be even better. That's why Maggie picks you guys.
I mean,
does there happen to be?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the national circus of mortals right now that we could easily figure out a protest.
So, without
I think it might be time to use some of those backup accounts.
Yeah, that sounds.
See, without telling me exactly which area this is, are you aware of at least one major bank within the blackout area?
There are at least one.
Perfect. I can help with the distraction.
Even better.
Is there a Tesla dealership? I hear that's popular. I hear that's popular right now.
You know,
I just think it'd be very lucrative for a bunch of mortals to try a very advanced bank heist to take attention away from things.
when you say the word Tesla, Fee goes, ugh.
Yeah, I knew we'd
Oh
get you.
yeah. Well, is it, I have to maintain.
We're in
some of this stuff.
2024 still, technically.
Aw.
It's not happening yet, sadly.
Damn it.
I mean, happily.
I was gonna say the current name for Teslas, but
Yes, no.
which would feed right into
Yeah,
Fee's
no.
back.
Fee's not really happy about it. Current nights.
So localized cellular blackouts can't be in one location.
And I'll provide you the map the night of, if that's okay. Do you think is that enough time? You can work with that, or do you need it sooner?
No, I mean, if I can preset up stuff as long, and then you give me an area to put things in place. I can probably get you a cell phone jammer for your particular building. That way, I won't know exactly where it is, and you could just put that up. You just have to plug it in. And then I'll have to set up similar spots in various places. That way, it's not so readily apparent. Okay, yeah, I can do something with this.
Fair. I need 4 of you to make dice rolls.
No.
Abby.
Now, I will let you decide amongst yourselves who that will be.
What
And
are we
if-
rolling?
What are we rolling?
You're rolling a d10.
Definitely Tog.
Ah, fuck, why me?
Because you didn't get hungry this evening.
I volunteered
That-
to contribute as well.
Okay,
Ooh.
well,
Evened it out.
Yeah, that's right. Sure did.
That's Mercy's fault.
Yep, that's Mercy's fault.
2
Well,
more.
I mean, if we're gonna play
Either-
D, I
either.
guess I'll roll one too.
Yeah, Mercy, roll 1. Oh, good.
And I'll pull up the last.
All right.
Oh, Braggy just rolled.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but that was only.
Oh,
Oh.
I
fuck.
volunteered to
It's,
contribute.
it's all
Okay.
even.
Okay. So,
Okay.
wow. You guys
Hey, I had luck on my side for the first roll, so I thought maybe.
you're not making it easy on
Yeah,
yourselves.
we definitely gave you a problem.
Well, you didn't give me a problem.
We give ourselves one. Oh, no.
Okay, you're
Um,
right.
Before actually, I think that's a fun place to take a little break. I have to use the restroom. I think if I had 10 minutes, we'll come back and figure out what all that means. So, yeah. See you in a minute.
Serenity now.
Isn't it sad? Anyway, hi. We're back.
Hello.
Anywho, before we left, there was some rolls that were made. One of them was really good.
I forgot already.
2 of them were really bad, and one of them was pretty good. And
I knew I should have rolled.
yeah, you tend to have really good rolls. However, your time at Nova, should you choose to stay, is completely fine. You're welcome to stay. But I'm assuming that you have places that you would like to go, things to prepare for.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we are in a really interesting spot.
Duh.
I feel like do any of us actually have anywhere to go like immediately?
No, I gotta set up
so.
for fucking
Mercy's hurry up and wait for info to come in.
yeah.
Yeah,
We gotta set up her blackout, and then we gotta set up her.
It might
Sell-
not
for
actually
sell
be the
them.
worst idea to just get started on our shit where we are. Maybe find one of the rooms.
That's fair.
Cook.
Because the only other thing we would do would go to the other Elysium and go to those secure rooms and then cook.
True,
So,
true. You guys are welcome to cook. As you begin to head to a room, Mercy, your phone rings, but it's not your normal phone.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
No, yeah. So she'll get everybody to hurry into a meeting room.
A meeting room, you say?
Yeah.
roll 20 scenes, go.
Roll 20 scene, bam.
And then she'll answer the phone as quickly as she can when she's in the room. Hello?
Hi, we're calling about your car's extended warranty.
Yes, of course. I don't own a vehicle, so.
Are you interested in owning a vehicle?
Is this the robot voice?
Very robotic, yeah.
Okay, she'll hang up. Well, it's way less exciting than I was hoping.
How? Is that a really secure phone?
It's her burner. Yeah, I assume it was your burner phone.
I was gonna say, because if you thought
I think somebody was
secure
testing
phone,
you.
it's not anymore.
Somebody knows that number now.
Yes, I agree.
Now, agencies know that number. There's a nice spot on the floor back there that would be really good to crush that phone on.
Does that mean
Yeah.
Does that mean they sold their?
That was not a
rent?
suggestion, Mercy.
No, I know. I agree. I think I want to get the phone number off of it first.
So,
It's only got one.
about right. Forget how that works.
Sorry.
She'll pull out
Do we-
a pen and paper and write down the number that's in the
Do we
phone.
take out the? Can't we take out the SIM card and just keep the number live card only?
No, what she means is the phone number that usually calls her.
Right, I only have
Or
one
that
phone
she
number.
calls.
You mean, like,
Yeah, there's only one
instead
number
of-
in the phone. So the
Oh.
way that it is set up, and Roland actually checked on it as well. But it only really dials one way.
Oh.
That means they sold their part of it.
Physically
It
write
means-
it down, camera
So-
roll style.
So the question is, what is that for you?
Do we want to try and call back that same number before we destroy the phone? The one that just rang in.
Maybe trace it.
Listen, I'm no good at this tech stuff. I like I said, I wanted to have the phone number that I call from the phone in my possession.
Can I
From there,
look up what the number is actually linked to? I called.
Tech
Her-
guys, it seems like.
yeah, she'll hand the phone over to whoever wants it.
Yeah, you have your laptop, I'm assuming, because you generally
Yeah.
carry it around.
Oh, yeah.
Braggy, I'll give you the same benefit of the doubt there. Yeah, you can make a tech intelligence roll.
Does the presence of the other tech boy give that one who's doing it +5 like before?
It could, yeah, if he wants to help.
Yeah, we'll work together. Roland, you do the honors. I'll help.
So +4, right?
Yes,
Yes,
I believe.
+4. Yep.
Difficulty?
Don't worry about it right now.
Damn.
4 successes. You get a very standard. You know how these call centers work, where they sell the
Yeah.
numbers, they bounce it around off of different like VPNs and shit like that.
Mhm.
You do manage to like backtrace the VPN, and it is coming from a relatively local area.
Like where relatively local?
Outside the city of Chicago. but within Illinois.
Is it fucking Gary?
That's Indiana.
That's Indiana, but yeah, it can be fucking Gary. You know what? It's fucking Gary, Indiana.
Fucking Gary, Indiana, Gary,
It's
Indiana,
it
Gary, Indiana.
it's not pertinent to the overall where it is located, but it's relatively close.
Because
It's not coming from like, India
Inside
or
the house.
China or, it would be originating from a scam center that's relatively close, or a personal scammer, or
Fun fact: the very first Vampire the Masquerade setting, Gary.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, Gary's one of the worst cities in America.
That's why.
Like, is that an actual statistic?
Yes. Yeah, it is terrible.
Somebody came
Learn
up
something
with
every
this
day.
game of backstabbing immortal creatures living in shadows and dirty alleys by driving through Gary.
I mean, it checks out.
True story.
It's not a great city, unfortunately.
Thumbs up to everyone here watching this stream who is in
From
Gary,
Gary, Indiana.
Fortunately, our numbers are low, so statistically, we're pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Ugh. Well, scam centers bouncing calls. It's coming from the U.S., but nothing to centralize it to something.
That could be anything.
Yeah. So, I believe your contact may have sold or corrupted their phone. So the question is, what does that mean again for you?
I don't know what it means for me.
Can I ask who it was?
That's the ghoul that I've been in contact with.
For A.
Got
Correct.
it. Well, that's either ghosted or gone in any other way.
Well, I mean, if you convince them that you're working with them the last time you used the phone and nothing's changed since then, why would they?
A
Things have
text,
changed since then.
a text comes through on the phone
Okay.
from a different number entirely than the number that you wrote down and the number that called. And it says, you really should make sure you check on your car's extended warranty.
Trace where that text came from.
No. I think it's a helper call. Maybe you should check on your car's extended warranty. Maybe you should check on your car. Because remember, we're not just facing A.
It's
Well,
either
I don't.
that, or if they call again, yes, ask for the extended warranty and see if you get put through to somebody who's like a contact.
Well, you do that. I'm gonna go check your car real quick.
I don't own a car, but I've been riding in you guys' cars. I've always ridden in everybody else's cars.
Yes,
or
I know.
call
Well,
an Uber.
let's check our vehicles for.
Can we see their vehicles from the windows?
Where you're at, there's
The
no
front.
windows.
Yeah.
In the front.
Can we check the cameras, the security cameras, to see if?
You probably could, right?
Yeah, you can check
They
the
have to
security
bug
cameras.
Will.
Dude, Roland made the system. Are you sure he has
Yeah.
to bug Roland?
I was gonna say, Roland can get into the system from his laptop.
That's true.
Roland can get into the system.
Roland has back doors.
Well,
He tries not to use them.
Will would have been like, I know you set it up, and you're gonna keep access, and that's fine. Just make sure you share when we need it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check the camera system, see if anybody fucked with our cars.
Funnily enough, the camera that would be watching the car that Braggy's been using, it's not sending a signal. It's out. It's down.
Oh,
It's about
fantastic!
8 hours worth of downtime. for that one camera.
Yeah, well,
We
that
haven't been
seems.
here 8 hours, have we?
No.
So it was down before.
Uh-huh.
No, there's
Uh-huh.
clear
Do you park
clear
in the same
angles.
place every time you park, Braggy?
Hell no, I don't park in the same place every time I park.
You would park in the same
I-
place.
You would
Relatively
park in
the same place.
place.
You park in the parking garage where other vehicles of Maggie's are stored. And that's the camera that's down. It's the entire section of the parking garage that would be Maggie's vehicles
Alright.
and Will's
So,
vehicles.
so I'm going to message Will. Possible explosive device in car bunker.
You get a message back. God damn it.
Right? The response is going to be immediate. Like, right?
For Maggie,
Exclamation point, exclamation points.
for Maggie having all this great security, they don't check on their own fucking cameras.
They're busy.
They're a
I was
little.
gonna say.
Oh yeah, they're busy. Okay.
Well, she also
they don't
sent away.
all have a head of
she-
security. Like,
She also
okay.
sent away most of her security for wherever she's sticking.
Hey,
Fee.
my head of security is also me. I'm not two people over here. No.
So Tony's probably gonna say this out
Do,
loud
do,
as we.
oh,
as we get
it's
stuff
gonna
in.
also. Do you need help checking to Will?
No, my guys will check it. Any idea where at in the garage?
They're gonna
Check
need
check the most
don't
recent.
send him in alone.
No, check the most recent car that Braggy had, and it's possible hunters.
Okay.
Don't send him in alone.
I'm not
Don't send
going.
them in alone.
Some of us should. Some of us should probably go.
Yeah, all right. Right, then
See,
we're,
here's our
we're
problem.
on our way.
Maggie has a. She's a politician. She's a venture at heart, but in like her heart of hearts, she's a fighter. She's focused on defending Fee right now and believes that she will be able to handle anything she can as long as Fee's not in danger. She'll be able to go all out if there isn't somebody who can get hurt. So her own defenses are going to be low while she gives them to other people. So, I would say, those of you who aren't really hip in a fight, probably stay in the secure area. Roland, if you want to monitor stuff
yeah,
and then
I got you.
potentially give us heads up on
He'll,
earpieces.
he'll open up his little black box. So, all right, earpieces. After the last time,
Yeah.
let's go, everybody.
Were any of the other cameras down or just the one?
Just one.
Just the one.
Fantastic. I got this. You're better in a fight than I am, Braggy.
I was going to say I should go and hope there's a lot of shadows I can look through.
It's a parking garage. Actually,
I'd
There
be
should
more.
plenty of shadows in a parking garage.
Either way, I'll be here.
See what we can do. Link. So we go.
Yeah.
Leave the room. Link up with Will's security team.
There's
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, me too.
There are 5 guards, heavily armed.
So am I the only one still in the room? Just I'm curious.
You're the guy
Yeah.
in the chair.
Cool. I'm just making sure. Cool. All right, then I'm setting up
Question.
speakers.
Do we want to? They're going to expect Braggy to go to his car by himself. Braggy,
Exactly.
Braggy, how you like being bait?
Oh, this is gonna be great.
He's
You
good
know
at
what? I
bait.
can do that.
He's good at bait.
I'm
Little fishy.
a master.
No,
Masturbate.
no, no.
No, I'm stopping myself.
Don't finish
before I
that
say it.
statement.
I won't.
Tony will actually go up to Braggy in
Yeah.
front of like this. So this 5 ghouls, I assume, heavily armed security guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has Tony seen or worked with any of them before? Are they like known, or are they all new people?
These are actually no. You would have worked with a couple. These are some of the same people that. Oh no, Tony wouldn't have, but other ones of you would have known them. They were the ones that came upstairs during the Loden attack.
Oh.
Ah.
So veterans.
Yes.
Excellent.
Um,
So here's the plan. If you're all keen with it, we let Braggy go in first. And the instant anything goes for him, we jump. Braggy,
Can I try and get
before
the
you get
camera?
under your car, before you get in your car, check under your car.
Yeah. Awesome.
Can I see if I can reactivate the camera?
Yes, you can with
Fantastic.
little to no
All
effort.
right. I have I fixed the camera in the parking garage, so I have a.
Got visual on anything?
Do I visual on anything?
Cars.
Looks clear.
That means you're up, kid. And
I'm
pat
going-
Braggy on the ass.
I'm going to activate heightened senses and fleetness.
Okay.
Rouse check. Succeeded.
Mm.
Roused for fleetness also.
Okay.
What am I doing? We're gonna start. We're gonna start it.
I will rouse for shadow perspective.
That I
Okay.
had.
Going to
Fair,
rouse
fair.
one more time.
Oh,
Ah, it's getting
mercy,
spicy.
you're so hungry. Notably, too, Nova currently does not have that many
Mm-hmm.
people in attendance herd-wise for Magdalena either. Blood
2
supplies are
votes.
low.
Okay, one more. No, okay.
You know what? I am also going to make another rouse check, and focus on the cars, to try and use premonition to see if it gives me any insight.
Ooh, I forget that you have the
So
premonition.
I can rouse check for that. Oh, I am hungry.
But I believe it still works.
And then I have to roll resolve and aspects. So second edge. Okay, so this one's a little bit confusing. How would I roll aspects?
So however many dots that you have in that would be what you would attach as a bonus.
To my resolve roll.
I believe you can click. Well, now it used to screw it up all the time, but if you click on, let me pull up a sheet. If
I got up too. What's it called?
if you click on, okay, so where you have your powers, there's like a little dice there. If you click on that, I think it rolls the dots associated with it, and then you would just add resolve as your additional.
It often pops up a thing so you can add in what your other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, I see. Pool size modifier.
It shouldn't be anything to add to that. So 0 for your pool size modifier. How many dots in resolve and aspects do you have?
2 each.
Okay, so that rolled right.
Yeah. I'm going to burn a willpower and reroll 2.
Yep.
This is a wise call.
Willpower reroll 2. Hey.
Ooh. 3 is good.
Do I get anything?
3 gets you some stuff. You have a vision of Braggy getting to the vehicle, opening the vehicle. And then it goes black. A space. And then you're back in the conference room. And Braggy is there.
Okay. I'm gonna look to the group and just go, well, I just had a vision. It didn't give me much information, but it seems it goes well. Because Broggy wasn't dead.
You hear that? Got it, buddy.
Yep.
What
Sounds
what
great.
did you see Broggy doing?
It's I'm not used to these yet. He opens the car door. My vision goes black. And then we're all back in the conference room.
All of us?
Clarification, storyteller?
All of you, including Raggy. Yes.
Yeah, all of us.
Okay.
I forgot something important.
Go for it.
No. I mean, like back downtime stuff.
No, I mean, Right. Go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. On it.
I roused Fist of Cain instead of Prowess this time.
Fine.
All right. So Braggy will go to the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And with his shadow perspective active, I can see and hear through all the shadows that I can visibly see.
Yep. The presences that you feel and see and hear are the 5 ghouls and Will moving in with blast shields and weapons drawn, moving in towards the vehicle lot. Other than that, you don't sense any other presences or see anything or hear
Quick
anything.
question. If there's nobody out there, like this vision says, this parking lot is the easiest way to gain entry into the building, right?
It is one of them, yes.
So what if somebody knocked out the camera and is now in the building?
You saying this?
Yep.
All right.
Over the headset.
I'm pulling up everything. Anything out of place? Any one that I don't?
You begin to scan through all the cameras. Make a tech intelligence check for me.
Cool.
Can I text Fee while this is happening?
Yeah.
She's just gonna say, potentially someone's in the building, get safe.
Okay. She responds, I'm sitting next to Maggie.
No safer place.
I'm gonna willpower.
So my 2 rolls were for fleetness and
Toughness?
unseen passage.
Oh.
Nice.
And I also cast Silence of Death.
So you were unseen and unheard.
Unseen and unheard.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yes.
gonna go back in.
So 6 successes.
Ow.
6 successes. You begin to scan through the cameras. You don't see anything on the cameras. Anybody that shouldn't be there or anybody that should be that's not. The same amount of security staff that were in the building with minus the 5 guys and Will, they're still where they should be. They're still in the same positions. All the other entrances completely locked down. You see there are no cameras up in the penthouse suite or many of the master suites, but from the cameras that are there, you don't see any cause for alarm.
I'm gonna be so pissed if all these RAS checks happen because one camera just shit the bed.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
But everything else looks fine. Nothing's out of place yet. I'll keep monitoring.
As I get closer to the car I used, there's a shadow underneath the car, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can see underneath the car with my shadow perspective. Do I see anything out of place?
Looks like the bottom of a car.
No
No
bombs.
devices, no bombs.
He should have a bonus for spotting bombs forever now.
Oh yeah, no, he's. That's why you didn't have to roll. You're very familiar.
So I will approach the car and look inside cautiously. Is there a shadow inside the car?
There are shadows
Well.
inside the car. Yeah.
Do I see anything from within those?
You see an envelope on the passenger seat.
Roland, is anybody else in the system?
Would I be able to tell that?
6 successes. You are the only current user logged in.
I'm it so right now.
What about? Braggy will open the car door and grab the envelope.
On the front of it says, "Give this to your sister."
That's a confusing word.
First we got the Dracula, now we've got the mailman. It's just fucking letters all the time.
Yeah. Braggy will check in over comms and say, "I have a letter to be delivered to Mister."
Which one? I would assume Mercy, but anything else?
Not my sister though. She's my.
Technically, yes.
I'm gonna tilt to the security guys with the shields. The assailant may have come and gone already, but do you guys want to go and do a sweep through this parking lot with me just to be safe?
They all nod silently, and Will goes, "Is the immediate threat gone, you think, Mr.
Don't
Giovanni?"
know. Looks like it. I'm not gonna trust it.
I'm-
Though. Let's do
I'm
this
not
just to be
seeing-
safe.
I'm not seeing anything on any of the cameras that would place at all.
Roland, is Braggy the only La Sombra distortion that you see on cameras right now?
With 6 successes? Yes.
Yep.
That's a start. I'm sure there are nooks and
and-
crannies where this shit
and-
doesn't.
And I know what to look for after the last encounters.
Alright. Braggy, we're gonna do 2 things at the same time. Work with me here. First off, pocket your letter. Don't open it. We'll do that together. I want you to go through and check every shadow in this whole fucking garage and see if you see anyone else or anyone else in any other shadows. Me and this team are going to manually go around this whole fucking garage point by point and sweep and clear it just to be triple safe.
Do you have a something that would scan for tracking devices? Because we should check all of the cars.
Will goes,
Current issue with,
"Yeah, we can do that. That was kind of part of the next couple of nights anyway. We were planning on going through the whole fleet."
I assume you'll have flashlights? Flashlights up for the sweep.
The 5 ghouls immediately, without hesitation, raise flashlights in unison.
Thank you. Let's go. And he will take point and we'll just do a search.
Fair. Wits and awareness for both of you.
I don't know if you can. We're dealing with a shadow problem ourselves. I don't know if you can see the cat hands that are extended off of Yargo like Superman right now. That's we have
Oh,
a
yes,
somber
yes.
problem.
He needed the love.
You said awareness wits.
Yes, awareness wits.
She's completely stretched out on me.
Do I also make what's an awareness?
Yes,
okay.
that was for you too.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm just gonna put difficulty 0.
Difficulty 0.
Do I get any modifier because I'm using my shadow perspective?
Are you?
I
No.
won't feel I'm looking at cameras.
Fair. You are currently using your shadow. No, you wouldn't in this scenario.
Okay.
Total
Nice.
power. Total is 6. 6.
6 successes.
I don't need to worry about the difficulty of 0 right now, or
0 right now. Yep. Pretty good. So 3 successes in the shadows. In the light being provided by the 5 Google soldiers. You guys do a pretty thorough sweep. 6 successes, 3 successes in the shadows specifically.
In all the cars.
All the cars, checking everything. Seems very much clear. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of issue here other than random letter.
Dislike that. If I have to, and he'll say this out loud over the comms and even to the ghouls. If I had to take a guess of what happened since this was out, would you say 8 hours rolling?
Yeah.
It probably was out right about the time when this happens, which would have been the day, yes. Would 8 hours from where we are now be daytime?
Would have been daytime.
We might have had a ghoul sneak in here, or somebody who can walk around in the day. Guys, I'm going to say maybe if you want to do one more sweep just for safety's sake, and then lock the place up afterwards, I'm going to say it's close enough to clear as we can get it.
Well, the letter wasn't in the vehicle prior to this, though. Not to say that there's not more going on or more use to this, but
No, what he's suggesting is they knocked out the cameras, snuck in, waited around for Broggy to come back, put the letter in the car, and then left. So it would still have to be someone who can walk in the daytime.
Unless
So
the
maybe.
camera's out remotely, which doubtful.
Well, we won't know until the letter gets read, but my guess is... You know what? I'm going to save my guess for the meeting room.
Good point. Second question, more for storyteller to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Roland was able to turn the camera on again, which means the camera is not physically broken, or they didn't pull the power thing off or something physical. It was done electronically, right?
Would appear to be.
Okay.
I caught that too.
Back to the meeting room. Let's see what the hell this letter is.
actually, I don't know what the envelope feels like or anything, but is this something we should be opening inside of Nova?
Fuck it, let's do it in the garage. Big cement ball. I'm in here with you. Let's just crack it open, Braggy. We'll receive.
Should we wait? Should we wait until the team leaves?
The ghouls, I was just about to say, the ghouls wrap up their search. They all kind of nod to you and head back inside.
Nose and
let the door shut.
Mm-hmm.
Is Six still looking in here? It doesn't matter. I wouldn't know.
She's gone. No, she's around.
One should open it just in case. Nose, mouth. Just open it without. Make sure any orifice is covered, just in case it's something.
It is
the
size of a normal letter. It doesn't have like a bulge in it or anything.
Okay.
Is there a seal on the back of it?
I mean, it could be a powder.
Is there a what in the back of it? I'm sorry.
Seal,
like Venture seal or something?
No, there is not.
Braggy will say he'll stay a fair distance away just in case this is something more than just a letter, and he'll open the letter, or he'll open the envelope.
It says, "Give this to your sister." You sure gonna open it?
Tony is like 3 steps away, giving him a look like, yes, he should open.
Okay.
And Mercy just suggested we not open it inside, so she's aware too.
Okay, that's fair. Just double checking. Inside is a tri-folded piece of paper, and it just says, with all of the movement at Nova and the Master Suites, we believe that we should move our next meeting up. Graham.
I read that aloud.
That's the ghoul. He's referring
Oh.
to.
He's even named Graham the Ghoul.
I got the impression that that was his real name, and he was at the time, right?
Yeah, he's fucking adorable.
It's just cute. He's a cute old man.
Mm-hmm.
If he weren't already somebody's ghoul, I might eat him.
I'm sure at some juncture his stomach will open and centipedes will come out. That's our luck. But
It seems safe enough to bring inside.
cool. Come on.
Yep.
To the meeting room.
Yeah, that was my guess.
You get to the meeting room, and as you all kind of gather back in the space, Egret, you go, "Bleh," and it's your deja vu feeling of you're all back where you were.
That's gonna take some getting used to.
I didn't mean to make you sound like Hank Hill, but yeah, that's
Full point
I
of
can appreciate that.
Fair enough.
You're right.
Damn it, Bobby.
So, you're all back in the meeting room. You have a letter, Mercy.
Okay, so they've called me, knowing I was here with their robo bullshit, presumably intentionally, right? They wanted us
And
to find out.
leaving this for Braggy to give to you unquestioningly.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. Does Graham the Ghoul know or interact with Braggy?
Not that I'm aware of.
What?
Neat.
I have no idea who Graham the Ghoul is.
So we have.
He knows who you are.
No, but you did tell us that A wrote to both of you originally, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
A would know you, or at least of you.
Hey.
We have options. We can act like this never got to me. They aren't in the cameras. They aren't in the building. There's no reason to assume. I mean, I've been keeping him not involved. It'd be easy enough for him to not listen.
Do we have a black light?
It's a club.
You could
I
probably
don't know how much Nova you want to go over a black light with, man.
you could
It's
probably
letter.
find a black light, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the letter I want to look at with the black light.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have fingerprints anymore, dude.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Will has like portable black light. They use
Hey,
it to.
you know what? Just don't show me. Sorry.
They use the portable black light to scan the stamps to get in and out of Nova on busy nights. Easy readmittance.
May I borrow the black light to look at this letter?
Knock yourself out. He hands it to you and walks out.
Alright, so I put the black light over the letter to see if there's. Because this just screams that there's either. I could be crazy, but there's so little on this letter that there's got to be something more on it.
It's worth investigating. I don't see.
Can't hurt to try.
Yeah.
Wits and awareness, scanning it with the black light. Or awareness
Great.
wits. I always say that wrong.
Any modifier or no?
No.
Difficulty?
5.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I can help with that.
You can help. Same criteria.
Put more music on. I hate this ominous silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Ooh.
6 successes. Let me put the music back on.
I don't feel better about that.
It's the vampire theme.
With 6 successes, going over it with a black light, there are hints and traces of other material or other substances on the letter that very hard to see. But they appear to be
Is it something that an occult roll would help out with?
not really an occult roll. I'm trying to
Okay.
think.
I feel a little better now.
No, you don't get occult from this. You do get highly sophisticated espionage-esque shit from this. There are traces of inks on this paper that are imperceptible to people that are markers of such, but they don't really. It's not like a invisible ink with a message inside. But in looking at it with a black light and having handled it, and Braggy is also handling the black light, you do notice that his fingers are glowing a little bit too in the light of the black light.
Do we have some kind of testing kit for such
Do you-
materials?
Do you guys
Tony
say
always
that out
wears
loud?
gloves. He holds his own hand up under the black light to see if.
Have you touched the letter? Like the inner trifold piece of paper?
No, but what he's going to do is he's going to look at his hand, assume there's nothing. Have like the bare edge of like a thumb on it and hold it up to the black light. Does it glow?
It fluoresces, yeah.
Somebody's tracking to see who has opened this.
I don't want to touch it.
You're the one that was supposed to read it.
Yeah.
Mhm. And now I can say that I haven't
is
gotten
going
it.
to know that he did.
They're gonna know that you. They're gonna assume that you did it either way. You should at least touch it. That way, it's on your fingers. That
really want-
way, that way you're still doing what they want.
If Braggy never gives me the letter that they gave to him, then I
They'll
can say
kill
she never
him.
got
Then,
the letter. Well, they're likely to do that anyway.
I don't see a good play in that you didn't get the letter.
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
see
see
how
it.
that results in a good total for you. Do you want to keep stringing them along, or do you just want to kill them all?
Well, isn't that the question? I mean,
Well, until we know who A is, we should probably keep stringing them along.
okay, so what he's asked here is for me to meet him quickly.
Uh
Is
huh.
phone still in this room?
Yes.
The burner phone?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't broken it yet.
Right, never mind. I guess it's irrelevant with the phone in here. Say what they want is me to move up. Not that we had a meeting planned. But they want me to meet with them in order to discuss what's happening here at Nova. Which is fine. Currently, I don't know anything except that they want us to move them. Or, but again, I could miss this meeting if I never got the letter.
I have a secondary possibility for you. How would you like to attend this meeting with an invisible 6 in the room with you?
I don't know what that changes. It's just a ghoul. A ghoul with a cell phone that could reach this other person, theoretically.
Mm-hmm. And we could.
They might be expecting her to have company at some point. If they don't trust her.
They could be watching you come in and out of whatever meeting.
And another
Okay.
kindred with the right skill set could see me.
Okay, so the way Magdalena spoke in the meeting we just had, she didn't say it, but part of me feels like since she already knows of your involvement, Mercy, I feel like the prince is playing a little bit of chess with us here. I feel like it behooves you to go to this meeting and play your part, and then let us fuck everything up.
Oh, are you suggesting that we put on a little play?
She does this, she leans back in her chair.
We're doing some, like, telenovela shit where Mercy goes into this meeting. Oh, yes, I'll help you get whatever you want. And Roland rolls into the room and goes, you cheating bitch! Slap! Big fight in front of the ghoul! Oh no! False information gets out! Drama happens!
No,
Chaos ensues.
I was thinking a little less dramatic and a little more.
You gasp in
We're
Spanish.
Ignore that.
you,
You can't.
you gasp in Spanish. That's all you. That's what you get.
A little less dramatic, a little more. We don't listen to the prince. We don't all go separate directions.
Dios mío.
I got a better idea. This move that is going to happen is going to happen in a couple of nights, right?
Or
Find out when
Fee
he
isn't
wants
in the
this
back.
meeting, and I will follow this ghoul back to its source. And he's not going to see me.
I was more thinking instead of Fee in the bag, surprise, it's Ygritte with a shotgun.
I don't think they're going to be that brazen about it.
I'm
Damn.
already concerned about the path, the route, regardless of the plans in place being a risk.
Somehow, I think they suspect something is probably happening, and they want this meeting now to see what you'll tell them about it. So come up with a story. I believe, Tony, your plan is probably a better one than 6 going in with her.
Okay.
Trying to figure out where
Here's the plan.
he's.
These are good ideas. Mercy, I suggest you go to this meeting. I suggest you give information that someone who is not you or me is going to be the one with a hot potato. You can say it's good.
You could say it's the deputy.
Mhm.
Because that seems legitimate, right?
And we'll move, like, I'll let 6 have an armored vehicle to follow behind the deputy to make it look like that is very clearly the VIP. You tell them, give them false information that will once they discover it's not correct, you're going to be outed as not being truly loyal, but that's okay because Fee will be safe. I say, you still take Fee. I say, we'll make sure you get there.
Okay.
Plus, if we plant the idea that I'm taking her,
I
then
have the letter.
I hand over the letter to Mercy.
Tony, are you still going to follow the goal to wherever it's?
The night of the move, I'll be busy, but if that meeting is before then, which I hope we will hear when the meeting will be, something in the text chain,
I imagine
I will
that,
absolutely be following and checking things out.
I imagine that if I text and ask about how I can work on my car's extended warranty, I'll get a location, presumably today or tomorrow, or tonight or tomorrow night.
Well, if you're good with that, I recommend you take that call right now. Because I think with all of us in the situation we are, this is as prepared as we're going to be.
So
If you want us to leave the room for extra safety's sake, we'll either be very quiet because we don't have to breathe, or we'll give you the privacy.
I think everybody should just sit still and not breathe.
He does that.
With her hands covered in goop from the letter now, she'll, I guess, text the number that texted. You should really check your car's extended warranty, and ask who do I contact about this. I'd really like to look into this extended warranty thing.
You get a message back that says, your car's extended warranty can be reached at, and it's the number that you got off of the phone before and wrote on a piece of paper.
Okay, fair enough. Then she'll just call Graham.
Okay. Couple of rings. Graham answers. Miss Masters, hello. Thank you for returning my call. I was not wanting to rouse too much suspicion, as I know you're currently at Nova.
It worked out in the end.
I trust that you got my letter.
Yes, that's why I'm calling. Yeah, things are clearly happening. Here, I don't know if you were aware of what the commotion your letter caused.
I'm aware of the security concerns that it raised.
Okay, well, same place tonight?
We could do
What
tonight.
time is it?
It's around midnight.
Yeah, tonight's fine.
We could do tonight. Same place.
Wonderful. What time? Now?
I'm available now if you are. I'd much prefer to talk about this in person, obviously. I know that a couple of your coterie are probably aware and listening, so preferably in person.
Yes, of course. She'll look around at the room and then hang up. The flip it closed.
Neat. How far is your meeting?
20 minutes.
I know it sounded like it was Matt, but that was me. Mercy.
Okay.
20 minutes? Sorry. That's not how you sound to me. That's just how I always will portray you.
Thank you.
Tell
I
you what,
appreciate the clarification.
He's gonna expect you to leave right now. I'll follow you. Can you give it an extra 1 minute before you would actually pull out? Then just drive casual.
There's a knock on the door.
Well,
Open the door.
I'll get the door.
Will is standing there. Did you fucking call a Uber, Sunshine?
Fuck. Okay. Wait 30 seconds before you go, and Tony is going to hurry out of the room.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's an op running, buddy. Sorry.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
Fair.
Hey, are there any humans on the street nearby that I could lure into Nova
Nope.
for no reason? No.
No. It's a.
He actually pointedly goes up to Will and grabs his shoulder. If I was like, "Hey, is there a second floor room that has a window here?"
Yeah.
Please show me to anyone that has one. Quickly.
Okay. And he'll take you up the suites and get you to the roof. Or to the window of the second floor.
Just one floor up with a window. Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Can I assist with being able to make sure that Mercy is, we have eyes on Mercy no matter what happens?
We are not having eyes on her.
What would you like to do? Elaborate on what you're thinking.
I was thinking of putting some kind of tracing on her regular phone, but
With the limited time that you have, since she's on her way out, probably not.
Okay.
Oh.
Bummer.
Oh.
I just
I
in
like
my
that.
head, I
Wait,
just
she could-
saw
she could
Broggy
just-
starting to type and just roll in, just smack his hand. No.
Your call, Matt.
We thought it were a good idea. She could just Google share her location.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea because
But yeah, it doesn't
They
feel like
could-
a good idea.
they could track whatever we're tracking.
Tony, absolutely.
Okay. Then this is for you. And
we're trying to-
that hurts, but okay. We'll roll with that.
I
Okay.
mean, I guess if there's no humans that she could. Oh, I mean, when she gets to the Uber, is the driver human?
The driver is human. Yeah.
Can
Let him
she
get
drink
you there.
the
Let him get you
human?
there.
Yeah.
Make sure he drives
Okay.
good first. But
Great.
I'm woozy.
For once I arrive. Yeah, that's my
Okay.
official plan.
He looks at his phone and he looks up at you as you come out of the place. He goes, Mercy, Grace? I was told to pick you up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm supposed to take... Okay. Hop in. Thanks.
Okay, well, he has to die, though, because... Is he a human? He's just a human.
He's just a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to die. He knows my name.
Heartbeat. I mean...
Yeah, well,
with like how they've planned this so well, even though they didn't know what was completely happening.
yeah. They clearly know too much. Hey, that earpiece that you gave Mercy,
Uh-huh.
and the whole team,
Uh-huh.
if she just dropped that, in her pocket,
Sure.
great.
oh, neat.
You-
So
you
we're
could-
transmitting audio. That's cool.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, she could leave it in her. Actually, she'll leave it in her ear under her hair. She's got plenty.
You do have a lot of hair.
Abundance of red hair.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. So, let me transition us to... nope. That's not where I wanted to So many folders. Okay. Whoop. All right, we get down to. I'm gonna change the music to
Oh, I don't like it.
spooky. You pull up in front of the very familiar Peninsula
No,
Hotel.
around back actually. I
Okay.
like to go through the side door.
Sure. He pulls in an alleyway that's nearby.
Thanks. she's gonna.
There's no need to leave a tip. Whoever paid for your ride did.
Oh, good. Thanks so much. Hey, by the way, and she'll like lean into the front of the car, and I guess she's just going to feed on this human.
Okay, you do. You feed.
I think this guy. I think he has to die.
Potential huge masquerade violation.
What?
That's true.
And there is an electronic trail that has your name attached to it. You would have been the
Ugh,
last
that's
person
worse.
that got into his car.
Fine, you're right. She'll just see if she can cloud. How far back can cloud memory?
It's like 10 minutes.
All right. Then she'll feed on him and just make him forget that she did it.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Reduce your hunger by 1, and he forgets.
Okay.
What the hell? Where? I assume you do it when you're out of the car, when you forget him. That way he...
Yeah. She'll like come around to the side to be like, hey, thanks again. And as she like leans in the window, she'll make him forget.
He appears to be forgetting of the evening, the last 10 minutes or so, wondering how he got there.
Cool beans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then, she'll head inside.
Familiar, same procedure as you are privy to. You make your way up to... Go away. What are you doing here? You make your way up to the familiar room. You do your little talk with the guy. They walk you to the elevator. They blank out, as they often do. On the earpiece in your pocket, all of you hear like the ding of the elevator. And then as it goes up, you hear ding, 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 ding. And there's static. Past a certain level.
Yeah, I figured.
Additionally, Mercy, you've never looked at your phone, but should you choose to look at your phone, there's no signal for you on this floor.
Very interesting.
You make your way down to the room. Go inside. Graham is sitting by the window, looking at some papers, and he looks up at you and he goes, Mercy, thank you for such a prompt meeting. I appreciate you taking the time.
Well, after the affair it caused, I had to make it work.
I do apologize. I know that it was a risky maneuver, but based on the movements that we're seeing at Nova, we believe that the fee is going to be moved soon. And with you having been there, having been called there, we assume with the rest of the coterie, as we noticed, we assumed you had some information. A is very eager.
It would have been easier if you had given me, say, 10 more minutes and let me call you myself. And she'll give him a pointed look here.
I do understand. Please understand that it is not my decision. I would have handled it differently, but as my mistress wishes, she can be impatient.
What was that? No. She or he? Was that a slip of the tongue, or?
He said she before.
Okay,
And he refers to them as mistress.
Yeah, I thought he said he here, and I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh no, sorry, she.
That's important.
No.
Okay.
He has
All right.
always referred to
Yes.
her with female pronouns. Yes.
Okay. I understand. Yeah, no, there's definitely news. You're right. They're moving Fee. She's asked the whole coterie to be of assistance, but she asked the deputy to move Fee herself.
Is there any way that you could direct the deputy to a different location?
Well, I mean, I could try, but these orders came directly from Maggie. I could certainly try and get in the way of things. What did you have in mind?
Well,
Is there a location that would?
Not yet. We intend to. We had hoped that you would be the one ferrying the vehicle, or ferrying the package, rather, to the location, and that we could determine a different route for you to take where we could intercept.
She'll just kind of shrug.
Hmm.
We don't. I don't know anything yet. It just that in 2 days time.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Or for
'Cause I have
effect?
forgotten.
Yeah,
No.
couple nights.
Okay. 2 days. And then they think they'll be ready to do the move.
Tony, for the purposes of your stuff, very soundproof windows.
Okay.
Like, can you read lips? Because, okay. And at this moment, the only person's lips that you could really see would be Mercy's.
And I guess that mustache probably doesn't help with that whole thing, does it?
Very. Yes. Well, I've been instructed, since you have provided my mistress with some reassurances of your position. If you're not the one driving the vehicle, if you're not the one in charge of carrying the package to the destination, I've been advised to warn you not to be part of the convoy.
I see. I mean, I'm sure I can manage that, but I'm curious about my ability to reach you. Obviously, you've never not answered my call, but should I learn something important day of? Because of course that's when most of this information will come through. What kind of response time do you think that you all may have?
Our response time is very quick. And actually that brings me to another point, and he pulls out a new burner phone for you. I got notification that the previous one was partially tampered with, and I wanted to exchange it with new numbers.
Yes. Yes. Well, after the letter, I had to do some explaining.
Before that, actually.
Mm.
The other night when you were at the Giovanni mansion, there was notification that the phone was being tampered with.
She'll like sit for a second and go, "That rat bastard." Yes, I'm so sorry. I thought we had more trust within the coterie, but I guess I'll have to be even more cautious.
It's understandable, and we take precautions for just such occurrences. Um, However, we find it best to switch it out, which is why when I contacted you this evening, it was cryptic and clandestine. I apologize for the confusion.
It's no worries. And she'll pull the other phone out.
He'll hold out a little baggie that's like silver, and just for you to drop it in.
Misunderstanding, obviously.
Hmm.
She'll crush it and drop it into the deck in pieces.
Fair. That should serve a purpose as well, and he'll zip it closed and toss it in his briefcase and hand you the new one.
Right. Well, are there trackers or anything in this one? I don't imagine that I'll be able to get most places. I could leave it behind without, but
I would very much prefer that you had it on you. Should you find yourself in charge of the package due to some rearranging, last minute changes, whatever the prince has planned, if you manage to be in a position to get the package away from the convoy or wherever it's going, and you have the option to redirect, it would secure very much your future.
Right. No, I just simply, like I said, if I can't trust my coterie, I'm just concerned that whatever he's done this last time will happen again. Is he going to find anything I need to know about?
No, I'm fairly certain that I have put enough safeguards in place.
Okay. Wonderful. Forgive me. I'm quite frustrated to hear this. All of it. I mean, the phones, the hacking into it. Well, I was unaware, or whatever he's done with it. How else can I be helpful to you this evening?
Should you manage to do the task, my mistress has instructed me to arrange a one-on-one meeting with you and her. She wishes to speak with you personally about the future of the city and your place within it should you accomplish the goal.
Wonderful. I'll see what I can do, of course. I wonder if there's... it's hard to out-tech my companions. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily my strong suit. But I wonder if there's a way to figure out if he knows anything more than I do before he gets into action. I'll have to look into what he finds out as the days progress.
I'm fairly certain that none of our plans have been leaked to any member of your coterie.
That's out of character, not what I intended to imply, but...
what did you intend to imply? Maybe I
simply
misunderstood.
That she would go out of her way to find out where the deputy's going and try and get that information to them.
Oh, gotcha.
If nothing else.
He would then probably change it up slightly and say the end location is less important to us than the transportation of the package.
Of course. Do you have any details you can share with me about that? Or about, say if I were involved in the transportation. Are you planning to blow things up, or what?
If you are the driver, if you're the one transporting the package,
Mhm.
depending on that information, our plans would also differ.
As it stands, are you able to share any of your plans with me?
He kind of reluctantly kind of thinks about it for a minute. Because it seems like it could be beneficial to you, I would share with you that if you are able to be the one to deliver the package, we intend to keep the package alive.
I see.
If you are not, our directives change to extermination. And we intend to do what we can to ensure that the convoy would be hit at all points.
Understood. And I mean no offense, of course, but is your mistress working, or having somebody work with this new sect of hunters in the city?
My mistress utilizes many assets. I'm not privy to them all.
Is he being honest with me in that? In his not knowing for sure that answer?
You are welcome to do an insight wits if you would like.
Does my communication specialty give me any additional dots
I'll
for this?
let you have it, yes.
That was the best stupid thing we ever chose, Tog.
It was.
It worked. I'll give it to you. I'm a generous storyteller. Don't you forget it.
I'm sorry, what?
She was like
That's not bad.
a spokesperson or salesperson in life, like before you were figuring this shit out, and she's like, "Yeah, I gotta talk to people, I gotta sell them on stuff, gotta know if it's working or not."
I will ask, do you want to re-roll that one with a willpower?
Well, because you asked, I definitely do.
Don't mind me, I'm just saying things out loud that I'm thinking.
No such luck.
4 successes. You look at Graham, and this is your third meeting with the man. He seems pretty genuine most of the time. The only times that you've ever gotten the idea that he's keeping things from you is when you get kind of close to subjects that you know he's been told not to talk about. In this regard, you feel that he's being pretty honest about what he's been saying.
Okay.
More specifically with regarding the assets, he seems to, when you bring it up, he seems to kind of think to himself, there's probably things that he doesn't know. He knows that he's not the only person doing these things. And so it's very likely that there are things he doesn't know. He's being honest in that regard.
Okay. So you'll be ready in 2 days' time. Well, perhaps not you, but
the assets will be ready when it happens. We are ready now.
understood.
We've been preparing for some time.
Can your mistress offer me any assurances about the safety of Fee, should I finagle my way into access on this day?
I have the exact words that I was given. to tell you, to convey. If you can assure that you can get Fee away with little to no hassle, then we would prefer not to expend assets going the alternate route. She said to me that the plan, if you were the one to get Fee away, would be the asset could remain alive. We do have use for her outside of preventing her connection to the prince.
And what would happen to me after that? Because there's no way I could go back to things after that.
He kind of like looks down for a moment and says, "We have considered that. We believe that once we separate this asset from the prince, there will likely be no cause for the prince's neutrality with regards to certain players in the city. Claims that have been made would be unable to be substantiated in the amount of time that has been allowed. And so in preventing this, we believe that we would cut effectively the prince off from her claims, making her claims null, void, and thus give cause for us to remove her and insert a new Camarilla-based government."
And in the time that it takes to do such things, how would you assure my safety?
We had intended to put you in the secure locations. We have many, forgive my terminology as I keep repeating it, but we have many assets designed to protect and harbor your specific kind.
I see. All right. Well, I don't know that I have anything else to add this evening. Will you be leaving first, or should I?
I will not be leaving tonight, actually. I had intended to stay later. This meeting was fortuitous in its timing, but I have much to do.
I see. All right. Well,
Was
in that case,
there anything more that I could do to reassure you? I understand, we understand that this is a very sensitive time.
in this moment, I don't know that I can change things in such a way as to become more useful. And so I suppose my concerns are really only theoretical. And for that reason, I think we both have better things to do with our time this evening.
I understand and respect the pragmatism.
Well, I will contact you if I learn anything new. And she'll make her way for the door.
Okay. A little while after Mercy leaves, Tony, you see her leave the room. The earpiece static turns back off. You hear a couple of dings, the same amount that it took before it cut off, but going down, and the elevator doors open, and you are back in the lobby area of the hotel.
Mercy will go for a walk. She's just gonna. She doesn't know what Tony was up to or if he's gonna try and find her, so she'll just make herself available in that kind of direction before she figures anything else out. Is he gonna make any sort of appearance?
So couldn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, once she's like around the block, she'll like put the earpiece back in her ear.
And No, but not even that. It's like
Mhm.
this time that's not actually gonna help at all.
Yeah.
Ghoul
You gonna
isn't
say anything
more
once you?
than anything, is he? I don't mean that's. I'm gonna say that's up to bat. There's some sneaky nonsense going on that reveals are not happening until he says. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the ghoul. Is the ghoul staying?
The ghoul is staying. Immediately takes out a phone,
Okay.
makes a call.
Okay.
The call lasts maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Lots of
Go for
mustache.
Dudley.
He's not really looking out the window when he's making the call. You just kind of see him on the phone, more the side profile.
No good reflective surfaces.
He opens his briefcase up. Give me an awareness wits. Your difficulty is 5.
Awareness. Difficult. I couldn't make it if I wanted to.
True. It's you try to reposition yourself to get a better angle to see within the briefcase while he has it open momentarily. You see the slightest hints of some plans, some different, like,
Papers.
to be fair, because of your history, very reminiscent of, like, just very briefly, just from the basic outline,
Mm-hmm.
battle plans, troop movements, that sort of level of tactical
Got it.
stuff, and
Looks
the
like an
briefcase,
overlay of like a
closed briefcase.
Okay.
But you do get the smallest hint of that.
Okay. Good to know.
How long are you staying?
Well, how many hours are left in the night? I think at some point Mercy's going to get the idea that Tony might not be showing up.
Couple hours.
Couple hours. Like 2?
No, like 4.5.
He will, knowing how long it took him from getting here, from Nova to, he would know how much time that he would have to get back to Nova to get to his car to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd hang out for almost, not quite until it was in the danger zone, but getting up to it.
Okay, so you are gonna watch him for a couple of hours.
Yep.
Okay. In the couple of hours' time, you actually do get a little more information. 45 minutes to an hour after Mercy's meeting, there are no sound. The windows are very soundproofed. The Graham gets up and he walks over to the door and he opens it. 3 guys come in. They're all in kind of plain clothes, hats, and they sit down at like the little table within the room. And he grabs the briefcase and brings it over. And they begin to go over some of the documentation. They're a little further.
Like to clock each of their faces and commit them to memory.
Pretty nondescript, honestly. Generic white guys, for the most part, as you do. They're a little further back in the room, but if you want to make another awareness wits with a difficulty of 5.
I'm really hungry, so willpower isn't good. Five. Nope. This one I actually could reroll.
You could get it this time.
You
I
could
get it this time, so I
Okay.
will try.
Okay.
Knock off a willpower. I need at least 2. Reroll 3. I need at least 2.
You're gonna reroll 2 because you got 3 hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Negative.
Oh my god.
No bueno.
So
Been
mean.
that kind of night.
It
Fuck
has.
I'm gonna go all the way. Doing it
Okay.
again.
All right. Okay. You still got the 2.
But we know what you're doing at the rest of your night, so I
Oh.
mean.
You gonna
Yeah, I got like 2 more I can burn. I'm gonna do it.
reroll 1?
It hurts.
But while he's doing this, Mercy will call Man Bun for a safe ride.
Man bun rolls up.
When you put it back in your ear, are you saying anything?
Fuck!
Not yet, no.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy.
Doing it.
He's the gambler. He's the gambler's
Oh.
addiction.
You got
Oh,
no
no.
way.
Fuck!
Oh,
Ah,
my
damn
God!
it!
I'm out.
Oh my god, man, just stop.
I'm out. No.
God.
Wanted it.
99% of
Go for
gamblers
it.
stop right before the jackpot.
Here, just give me your wallet while you're at it. Come here. God. Stop
Don't
gambling.
take Tony to the casinos. Gotcha.
No.
Okay. So
This is my night.
you find yourself. My throat's a little scratchy. You find yourself staring in, really trying to see anything. You can't make out the documents at all. They're just at a weird angle. I will give you, mainly because I feel sad for you wasting all that willpower. One of the gentlemen, so Graham is kind of sitting with his back to the window, and the other 3 are sitting around. There's just like an overhead lamp that's kind of shining down. There's not a whole lot of light in the other room. Not that that affects you too much. One of the gentlemen, clearly at this angle, does have a scar on his neck.
Generic white guy number 2 with a scar on his neck. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Something.
And I'll give you this too. They don't seem to be talking. Like their mouths aren't moving for you to read. They're all interacting, but their mouths aren't moving.
Are they like doing the gestures like they were talking, or are they just like straight down to business, like going over pieces of paper that I can't see kind of thing?
It seems like at times they make the gestures like they are talking, but at the same time, Graham is active. He's kind of like moving around, and you can tell he's talking, but they're not.
I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
But I'm tired of saying about it.
So would that be getting up to the approaching?
Yeah,
Gotta
you're
get
good.
out of here. So
Yeah.
I would get out of it. I would be back. And basically, as soon as it depends. It's been a while. Like everybody else could have like gone their separate ways at that point, because I would have been out for hours.
So, as soon as Mercy gets in the car with Manwood, she'll check in on the earpiece and be like, "So did you get any of that?"
Oh, fantastic. No.
Okay, well, here's what happened, and she will play-by-play the whole thing.
Yes.
So they're gonna kill me. Fantastic.
We did agree in advance that perhaps the
No,
nephew was a good choice.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're willing to kill us if it's not you bringing her.
Right, that's correct.
That's the desperation.
And while I got the impression from Graham that he truly doesn't know what assets his mistress is willing to employ, I do feel it is likely that she is working with the hunters. Because if she wasn't, I feel like it would have been a firm no. Either there's two kinds of kindred, as it feels like we've learned from Tony: the kind who hate hunters and the kind who think they can work with hunters and cause all of our problems. So, since it was not a resounding no, I feel she falls into the latter group. At least that is my concern, especially for this particular operation.
As the evening turns to dawn, there are a lot of questions that remain. One of them, however, is not, do you get your XP? Because you definitely get your 2 XP. And also, we will be picking up in a couple of nights when there is a plan that I imagine will go down very well in the conversation in Discord
Oh boy.
about what, how, and what's going on with this high-profile move. So, 2 XPs. Downtimes will count if you do anything that you want. You've got a couple of days to prepare. You also can just participate in the discussion for that extra XP. And yeah, we will see next week where what happens. But in the meantime, there are a lot of moving parts, and my notes continue to grow. So, as I don't tend to do, I don't intend to raid out. If you'd like to handle that, Mercy, that's why I made you a mod, because it's easier for you to do it than me. And other than that, I think the sun's coming up.
Oh, it's a terrifying image.
I know.
Sun's getting real low.
For the purpose of just quick, Tony would relay all that he found right before dawn.
Fair. Go ahead.
We'll talk about that later if you want.
Okay. We'll just throw it in the group chat as downtime.
Absolutely. It can definitely serve as downtime. And I'll give a little
Okay.
recap for everybody when we come back. But yeah, you have your downtime collectively that you can discuss and do things. And of course, if there's anything that you're working on, those are also happening as well. After a couple of nights, by the way, Tony, your HVAC problem is solved. So when we come back, that will be done.
Wonderful.
You'll have resources to open back up. I think that's all. So with that, I'm just going to say I hope everybody had fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of slow.
Yeah.
Slower night, more planning, more conspiratorial shit, which
This vampire baby.
it's true.
Yeah.
But I hope that you all have fun questions to think about. But anywho,
I do.
good night,
Say bye to
everybody.
Raid.
Bye, Raid.
Bye.
But good night, and we'll see you next week.